Harry from Pearls and Bones. Are you Pearls or Bones?
I am Pearls, but we've so originally when we started, it was just two of us, Pearls and Bones, and then but now we're a three-piece band, and so we've moved away from our stage names, using our real names, and now the band is Pearls and Bones, and we're just going by our real names.
Yeah, gotcha.
But yes, originally I was Pearls, or Sandy Pearlman for it was the long version, and then I became Pearls. Yeah.
So how long have you been three people in the
We've
band?
been three people. It's a bit of a tough question because Keenan, who's the guitarist, is the third member of the band, and he started playing live with us in probably like 4 years ago, about.
Okay.
And then, but when he started playing live with us, it was mostly just putting guitar parts over top of the songs that we'd already done. But then about 2 years ago, he became an official member of the band, and we've been since writing with him. So that's when we become a three-piece, and really more incorporating the guitar into the music. So yeah.
Cool. Yeah, because your sound, like, it's really hard to pin down. And I'm kind of guessing that you guys listen to all kinds of music. Would that be right?
Yeah. We're our influences are like all over the map. Like I grew up listening to a lot of hip hop and pop stuff, and Jake same thing, and then Keenan was a big metalhead, and so our influences are everywhere. And I think we try and kind of incorporate as much as we can into our sound. And yeah, it's definitely I don't know, genre non-specific. It's a bit kind of out there.
Yeah, that's kind of why it grabbed my attention, really, because I thought it was going to be one thing, and then it kind of shifted into something else, and then it shifted into something else, but it all gelled really, really well. And I just found that really interesting. So when you actually started the band, which is like, what, 9 years ago now, something?
Yeah, something 8 or 9 years ago. Yeah, 2012, I think, is when we first started writing together, Jake and I.
So did you have a vision for the band from the off? Did you actually sit down and decide what kind of sound because obviously your influences are so varied. Did you sit down and kind of come up with an idea of what you wanted the band to sound like from the beginning?
Not really. It started off, we met in university, and so I was a music student, and I was kind of like figuring out that I wanted to do more production, electronic, hip hop kind of stuff. And then, through a mutual friend, Jake and I met, and he was interested in being a rapper. So we, from the start, we were just, I was producing beats, he was rapping, and that's kind of, where it started. But over the years, and, it's been quite a few years now, we kind of, figured out that maybe our sound isn't just straight hip hop stuff, and like we're interested in incorporating those other elements from all these different genres that we like into our style. So it's really been sort of more of a developmental process to get to where we are now, which I definitely think is the truest to our sound and to ourselves so we've ever been. So.
If the earthquakes, we are in a good place to lie low. We take the high road to the other side, though. I know it'll all happen in due time, so I'm staring at greener pastures with the blinds closed. You and I know we stay level through the high lows. Even if the pipes froze and the room got black mold, got a passcode. When we save the money for a new home, Pasco. Invest the cash for the glass full. Chandeliers hung from a low ceiling. Hold you close in moments most fleeting. We could plan our escape before the cold season. Smell the roses while my nose bleeding.
When you play live, what kind of bills do you usually end up on? Do you play with all kinds of different bands too?
Yeah, we've done everything. We've done, just straight like hip hop showcase shows with, 12 other hip hop bands. We've opened for, sort of alt hip hop stuff. We've played metal shows at like, Legion halls in Ontario. So we've done kind of everything. I mean, we haven't done like, I don't know, country sets, but we're happy to sort of join any kind of bill, and we try and tailor our set to the bill we're on. So for example, like one of the metal shows we did a cover of Break Stuff by Limp Bizkit,
right,
just to kind of like tie in that sort of like metal, hip hop, new metal kind of crossover thing. It was to mixed reviews, but we had fun.
Well, I guess Limp Bizkit is a divisive band anyway, so you're always getting mixed reviews if you start playing Limp Bizkit. Yeah. Jake's style of rapping is, he's fast. Mm-hmm. Now it's I'm not going to say it's easy, but you have more control over it in the studio. In a live environment, that must be like next level to try and remember everything and to deliver the lines in a live venue with a crowd. How does he kind of get away with that? We rehearse a lot before shows, and he's gotten really good at being able to perform and finding where the pockets are for him to be able to breathe properly. And we kind of work through that together, because I do backup vocals for the live sets. So, we'll like figure out, he'll be like, okay, like I really need to take a breath here. So then I'll do that, like the end of one line. So he'll have a chance to take a breath and and it still all flows together properly. And we do a lot of things where, his verse will be like on the pickup of the end of the chorus. So obviously he can't, do the end of the chorus and the pickup at the same time, because he's saying two words at the same time. So we'll figure out, I'll take the end of the chorus and then he'll pick up his verse so that it hits live. So that's sort of the process. But yeah, I'm always very impressed with his ability to translate the recorded versions of his vocals to live. So when was the last time you guys actually played in front of a crowd?
It's been a long time. It was the last time we played was, I think, June or July, or maybe even May of 2019. Yeah. It was just before I moved back to Montreal. And then so I moved back here, and then we saw each other, but we didn't play any shows until the pandemic hit. So then we've been locked down since then. So yeah, it's been far too long since we played a live show for sure.
Yeah. So you're in Montreal now, and where are the other guys?
Yeah, Jake is in Toronto, and Keenan's in Hamilton.
Oh wow! So you're really spread out.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you've got this new album coming out. It's the third album.
Yeah.
And Cool Uncles. Normally I wouldn't ask people about album titles, but that's got me intrigued. Where did that come from?
Honestly, so it's maybe a more interesting or less interesting story than you think it is. So we've had this album written for quite a while. Like we had it fully written and wrapped up in last summer. And so we were stuck on the album name. And so we had, a Google Doc of, potential names. We had a list of probably 30 different names that we were thinking of, and we couldn't decide. So we decided to send it to the fans. So we did over 3 or 4 days, we did a bracket on our Instagram Live where we had, we picked our 8 favorite titles and had them go head to head with each other until we found the winner. So I think it's in our Instagram highlights, you can see sort of breakdown of how it got there, but Cool Uncles was the winner. So that's how it happened. Yeah.
No, that's a good way to do it. And it's good to kind of incorporate your community into the whole process, right? Especially these days where you're not seeing each other face to face, they still feel involved in things. Yeah. And how do you think it compares to what's come out before to your previous records?
It's different. It's different, and it's also all over the place. I don't know if have you listened to the first 3 singles that have come out?
Yeah.
So even those 3 are, they're all pretty different from each other. And so the way we kind of we wrote this album over quite a long period of time, over 2 years. So our influences just keep coming and going. And so the variety of songs on this album, sort of the way we're thinking about it is it's kind of like a mixtape, if this was in the early 2000s, somebody would have burn this on a CDR and and put it in their car, their buddy's Toyota Corolla or something, and it's just like a weird collection of songs that work together because it's all music that we're passionate about and we really enjoy listening to. And so that's sort of the album. And so in terms of the progression of where our sound is, it's very much sort of like a I don't know, like maybe a look to the future. Like we're really trying to incorporate all these different styles, and we throw stuff into this song, this stuff into this song, and now we've really sort of figured out what the elements are that really work for us. And so moving forward, those are the things that we're going to be focusing on.
Have you started to plan anything beyond that? Have you thought about shows, or are you just waiting to see what happens at this point?
Shows is tough. We haven't thought about that at all, just because the traveling thing right now is we have no idea, right? So like if we were all in the same city, maybe we could think about doing some, like trying to figure out something outside kind of thing like that. But because we're so spread out, it's tough. But in the meantime, we are already writing new music and just sort of working on that aspect of the future of Pearls and Bones. So, but yeah, hopefully we get a better idea sort of, in the next few months, what, if live shows are going to be able to happen, hopefully soon, because definitely playing live is something we love to do and we want to be doing. So, yeah.
So if some kind of touring fairy showed up and said to you guys, okay, we're going back on the road now, and you can literally pick any band to open up for on tour, is there a band that you think you would be like, that would be the perfect band for us to open for?
Wow, that's a tough
because
question.
Of your sound being so varied, I'm really curious.
Yeah,
but on the answer for this one.
I mean, I know Jake would say Enter Shikari for sure. That would be his pick. I'm a fan of Enter Shikari as well, but I don't know. That's a tough question.
I can see that. I can see that fans would be like into what you do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and honestly, sort of like that type of crowd they've had some of the best responses to our music when we've played sets with similar types of bands to that. So I think that's a good option. Enter Shikari. Let's go with that.
Okay. I'll tag them in some of the posts, and you never know what might happen.
Great.
Yeah. I just want to quickly ask you a little bit about Montreal, seeing as you're back here now. Do you have any favorite venues in the city that you like to see shows?
Yeah, it's interesting. I left Montreal for university like before I really started going to a lot of shows, and then I came back and very quickly there was a pandemic, so I haven't been to a ton of shows here, but I don't know, I guess back in the day before I had moved, I was going to a lot of jazz shows. So like I spent a lot of time at what was that place called? Underground? Upstairs. That's what it was.
Oh yeah.
Because it was actually downstairs. So that was the joke. Yes, upstairs. Yeah, that's a great spot. Like Casa del Popolo, places like that. All those sort of smaller venues are always great to go to.
Yeah, that seems to be one that's popular, especially with artists. Like it seems to be one that they really enjoy playing. I think there's an intimacy about that place that they feel the connection in the room. So and what about Montreal artists? Do you have any favorite like bands or artists from the city?
I've been listening to Wasiu, who's a rapper from Montreal.
Oh yeah, I
know. He's good. I really like his stuff. He's worked with some of my friends, so he's great. Who else from Montreal? Man, it's tough. Yeah, I feel I call myself a Montrealer, but I feel like I've plugged so deeply into the Toronto scene for like the formative bits of my career.
Okay, well, let's do that then. Let's shout out some Toronto artists that people may have not heard about yet.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, may have not heard about. So, I mean, we have on our album a feature from Noise, who's a great rapper. People may have heard of him. He's really good. We've our friends Lex Leosis had just put out a track, and that's really cool. I actually played saxophone on her track. So she's another rapper that's doing some really cool stuff. Cool. Tremaine and the guys that Stay Out Late are always making great music. I guess on the non-hip hop side, Little Junior, or
I was looking about this shit.
Pop punk band from Toronto. They're great. I haven't heard from them in a bit, but they're fantastic. So yeah,
this is the thing. Over the last 12 months, we don't really know what a lot of artists have been up to, because they may have just gone off grid and had some downtime, or they may have been working hard, like in their own little spaces. And when things open up, suddenly all this new music comes bursting out. Mm-hmm. So I guess we'll have to wait and see.
Yeah.
But I'm glad that you guys have finally got this new music coming into the world, and hopefully you will get to take it out live at some point, and we will see all three of you in Montreal together. So I look forward to that. And if you had one song that if you met somebody and you kind of told them that you made music and they'd never heard of your band, what would be the one song you'd want to play them to kind of show them what you do?
Mm-hmm. I think it would have to be 400 Square Feet, which was the lead single for this album. And there's a reason we picked it as lead single, because it really sort of, I think, showcases, a lot of the different elements that we're trying to work into our music, from the sort of singy, big chorus, and then the fast rap kind of weird bridge thing that's in there. And then is the guitar instrumental bit. And there's even that 2-bar breakdown in the middle of in between the two last choruses. So it's really kind of a good snapshot of sort of all of our influences and all the things we're trying to do. And it's just a song that I love too. So it's great. And it also, lyrically, it speaks to sort of a lot of the things that Jake is interested in talking about. So it's 400 Square Feet is the one, I would say.
Okay. Well, thanks for your time today. And
thank you.
I look forward to catching you guys live at some point when everything calms down, when the world returns to normal, if it ever does. Yeah, thanks again, and enjoy the rest of your day.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right. Thanks.